In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Canon 90D to shoot video. I'm Amanda Horvath, and I'm all about helping business owners and entrepreneurs leverage the power of video without breaking the bank or taking up tons of their time. So if you're looking to use video in your strategy this year, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. I personally started my video journey on the Canon 90d, and this is the most recent version of that camera. It is a fantastic camera for beginners and is rather affordable as well, and can be a great way to upgrade from just shooting on your phone to getting a mid-tier level camera like this one, so that you can get that blurred background effect and a little bit more of a professional look compared to just shooting on your phone. Now, if you are brand new to video or photo, you're gonna open this thing up and you're gonna look at it and say, oh, I don't know, maybe I should just shoot on my phone. Don't worry, I got you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to know in order to set up your camera so there's no confusion. And then I have several videos on this channel that can help you get started with shooting great video footage with your DSLR or deciding what microphone to get with it as well. And if you have not already, be sure to check out my quick start guide to video that is going to walk you through how to create a content strategy for your own brand in terms of what kind of videos you're creating in the first place, how to explain what it is that you do, and how to structure your scripts so that people actually want to watch them. If you are just getting started on your journey, or maybe you've been at this for a little while, but it doesn't seem to be working, then this guide is going to be perfect for you. You can find that linked in the description below. And with that, let's dive into the settings. So to get started, let's turn this bad boy on just by going like that on the top of your camera. Now, the setting that you're going to want to put this in is the manual setting. I always recommend shooting in manual mode because if you're shooting in automatic, things can start to change behind the scenes, and it might seem great if you're just getting started with filming, but in editing, it might cause some issues. So I recommend going with manual mode from the beginning, and don't worry, I'll walk you through the entire process. So up here at the top, there is a little dial that if you hold down this button, you could switch between all of the different modes. So go ahead and get to the M mode. And then we are going to click menu right here on the camera. And there will be, we're going to go over to the camera setting, go up here to the top. And the first thing that we want to change is underneath the first menu, we are going to want to go to our movie record quality. So for this, I recommend shooting in 4K at 24 frames per second. And the reason for that is because if you shoot in 4K, then you can crop in and out like that in order to hide your edits. And this just makes it so much easier whenever you are filming your videos because you don't have to do it all in one take. If you want more tips on scripting, then definitely be sure to check out the video in the cards all about that, but we'll keep going with the technical skills for now. So shoot in 4K at 24 frames per second. That one right there, it's the second one. You can just either click on the screen or you can click this set button over here. And then the next thing we want to go down to, so go back to menu, we're going to go down to sound recording. Now for this, I don't have a microphone plugged into the camera right now, but if I did, I would want to make sure if I was going to shoot with a camera going, or with a microphone going directly into the camera, you want to make sure to set your audio levels before you film, because if you don't, your audio could get distorted and be really horrible, and the hard work that you went into filming your video in the first place might be useless. So what you're going to want to do is click on this sound recording, and you'll want to put the sound recording on manual mode. So remember, we always want to shoot in manual mode. It gives us the most control. Then you're going to go down to this record level, and you're just going to move this thing up or down until, see when I'm talking, you can see that the levels are moving. And if I move this thing, then the levels start going into the yellow and the red. We do not want that. So you want to make sure that this is all the way down to where when I'm talking, it's only going up until about the 12 mark and not going a lot beyond that. So that looks about good just for this, what we're doing right now. Obviously, I don't have a microphone, but that gives you an idea of how you would set it. So then I believe that that is all that we need to do in terms of the menu. So the next thing, you're just going to halfway click the shutter in order to get out of the menu. The main thing that you are going to be changing more than anything else is going to be your ISO, your shutter speed, and your aperture. So let's walk through where those are on the camera so you know how to find them. But if you do need more help when it comes to what those things are in the first place, then be sure to watch my video on the breakdown of those three and how they interact to work within photo and video. So first we are going to set the shutter speed. And the reason that we're doing that is because the shutter speed is actually the same no matter what you're filming, so long as you're shooting in 24 frames per second. You don't need to fully understand it, but if you're not changing your frame rate, which is 24 frames per second, then you don't need to change your shutter speed for video specifically. So we want this shutter speed to be 1/50. So in order to find the shutter speed, all you have to do, if you have nothing on your screen, you're going to want to click Info and everything is going to pop up on the screen. And right here, you can see we have 1/50. That is our shutter. So if you click on that, if yours is not 1/50, you can just move your hands like that to get to 1/50, or you could really dial it in by using these. And then this is your aperture right here. And this is the lowest number is going to be depicted by your lens. And if you bought a kit lens, typically this number is pretty high. It can be like 3.5 or higher and might even have a range of an aperture. So if your lens says 3.5 to 5.6, that means that it's a zoom lens. And as you zoom, the aperture is going to not be able to open up as wide. Remember, you can watch my video on what the ISO or aperture is in the first place and how it interacts with ISO and shutter speed, but stick with me for now. So if you do find that your lens doesn't have a low enough aperture, which means that it doesn't let in very much light, then you're going to want to get a different lens. And I've linked to a few in the description below that I recommend for this camera. So on this camera, we do have a 2.8, which is the lowest aperture that we can have for this lens, and I would recommend keeping it around 2.8. I think that's perfect for seated talking head videos like this one. And then the only other thing that we need to change is the ISO. So we can click this ISO button here, and what we would want to do is just get the ISO so that we'd move the ISO to be higher or lower in order for the meter to be in the middle. So if we just go to the ISO, we raise this up, we click OK. We can hold down the shutter to see this meter here. And it looks like we need to go a little bit higher. And then it's kind of close, go a little bit higher even. And right there, it looks like we are in the middle. So that's how you set up your shutter speed, your aperture, and your ISO. So now let's talk about white balance. If you've ever filmed a video and you look blue, it's because your white balance was off. So setting this is yet another way to avoid any obstacles that might pop up when it comes to filming. So in order to change our white balance on this camera, we are going to click this Q right there, and we will go over to right here where it says AWB, and we can click through all the different options. I would recommend not doing automatic because once again, if you are doing automatic white balance, which is AWB, then your white balance might be changing throughout your entire video, which could potentially be really bad because it is going to be really challenging to color grade later on in your when you are editing. If that doesn't make sense to you, just trust me on this one. You don't want to do automatic white balance. So instead, what I recommend doing is looking at your scene and saying, okay, do I have daylight, which is 5600 Kelvin, or do I have tungsten light, which is more of the yellow internal, like maybe within the house kind of lighting, which is at 3200 degrees Kelvin. And then based on that, you can manually set your white balance. So if we go to white balance and we just go down here and scroll over to this one here, we can actually click that. We can go to set color temperature and we can go up to 5600 Kelvin if it's daylight, or we could go down to 3200 if it was tungsten. Now, if your shot is looking rather blue or rather orange, then you can adjust this in between to make sure that your skin tones do end up looking very natural. And once it's set, you're good to go. The last thing that I want to cover is formatting your card. So before you ever hit record on a video, you always want to format your card to make sure that there's nothing on there and you're not having to stop in the middle of filming and say, oh, I ran out of memory card space. I need a new memory card, or I need to drop this footage before I can continue filming my videos. So I highly recommend formatting before every single shoot. So here is how we do that. So we're going to click on the menu icon there and then go over to the wrench, and then right there it says format card. So you can just go ahead and click format, and then right there click OK, and it'll format your card. Just make sure that you're not deleting anything that you need, because that would be a bummer. Once you have done all of those things, you are ready to hit record. I know it seems like, wait, there were so many other things on this camera that I could set that we didn't even talk about. And that's kind of the point. You don't necessarily need those things. So now all you have to do is hit record. And in order to do that, you can just hit this start and stop button right there. Make sure that you are on video mode just by literally manually changing that. Click start, boom, now you are recording. Whenever you see that, you know you are recording in the flashing red. So we can stop recording there. And with that, your Canon 90D is set up to shoot video. If this video is helpful, be sure to click like, drop a comment below letting me know. And if you have any questions about this camera, let me know as well, and I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, you can go ahead and check out one of these two videos here to dive deeper on how to shoot with your new DSLR camera. I'll see you in the next video.